Alright, بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. So last time we talked about Mithal. We had started discussion on Mithal, our second irregularity. We had finished Mahmuz. Now we were talking about Mithal, and we had done quite a bit. We did the Sarf Kabeer. We did the Sarf Kabeer. We did the introduction. Then we did the Sarf Kabeer of the big families, the Mazid Fihi. And we touched on the Mujarrad, Sarf Saghir, the small Sarf. We also did that. So today, inshallah, we'll continue off with the Sarf Kabeer of the small families. Sarf Kabeer of Mujarrad. We'll go into detail. But since it's been a while since we talked about Mithal, I just wanted to do a small recap so that we can understand what we're talking about. So Mithal is basically the irregularity where you have a weak letter in the beginning. And we know a weak letter is either waw or a ya. So when you have a waw or a ya in the beginning, in the fa letter, when I say in the beginning, I mean fa letter. So we know that, you have fa, ayn and lam, fa'ala. So this is what we're talking about. So when you have the fa letter being a waw or a ya, when you have that, then this becomes mithal. Oopsie. Okay, that's a bit too much. Yeah. So when we look at this table, we mentioned last time, there are two kinds of mithal. Okay, there's mithal wawi, there's mithal ya'i. When you have a waw in the beginning, it's going to be mithal wawi. When you have a ya in the beginning, it's going to be mithal ya'i. So that's just simple like that. And we also mentioned that mithal ya'i pretty much normal, pretty much, except maybe for family 4, where in the passive line, you won't have some disgusting sounds, and also in family 10. But pretty much you would see that this part ya'i, there's not a lot of color, which means that it's pretty much normal. Yeah. So you don't have to worry so much about mithal ya'i. Mithal wawi, on the other hand, that's what we need to worry mostly about, and that's what we will focus on. We won't look at the words that are that don't have any irregularities, words that are regular. For example, like waji'a, yawja'u, we won't look at those ones. We'll only look at the ones that are irregular. Okay. And the one thing we mentioned about mithal is that you have to get rid of the disgusting sound. And there are two main disgusting sounds. This is all you need to remember about mithal. Two main disgusting sounds that you're going to try and avoid. That is ill and ui. And actually both of them sound disgusting because ill sounds ill and ui sounds like somebody's about to vomit. Ui, you don't want that. So these are disgusting sounds that you're going to watch out for. Ew and ui. We don't want those ones. So when you have ew, you just don't pronounce the wow. Just stick to e. Don't say ew. Say e. If you have ui, don't say the yeah at the end. Just say oo. Yeah, you just chop off whatever is at the end. Just say what is in the beginning. And then we also mentioned that there is a sound that is not so much disgusting, but they just dislike it sometimes. Sometimes. Not all the time, sometimes. Okay. This is especially in the mudara, and we're going to see this today, inshallah. So when you have yaw, wa'ada, it was supposed to be yaw'idu, but then we're like, this yaw business, maybe we can get rid of the waw. And so you get wa'ada, ya'idu, wada'a, yada'u, not wada'a, yawda'u, no. وضع يضع وعد يعد ورث يرث not يورث. So that's basically what you need to understand. That's like 90% of mithal right there, if you just understand these sounds. Okay. And then of course there's اقترب family, which just behaves weird because اقترب family decides, you know what, you're not going to give us a wow or a ya, fine, we'll take a shadda instead. So out of nowhere, in the Ikhtaraba family, they decide to adopt a shadda. So you have a shadda instead. And the shadda stays everywhere. Like it's everywhere. It doesn't go away. So that's basically a small recap of that. Then maybe we can look at And of course, we did all this in detail. So if you missed out on any of those lessons, you can go back and watch the recording, inshallah. We did all this. So let's look at Mujarrad. Okay, today we're going to look at the Sarf Kabeer of Mujarrad, family 1. And of course, we said there's Mithaal Wawi and Mithaal Ya'i. So when you have Mithaal Wawi, the Waw is dropped. Like, remember we said the Amar is the Id, the Amar is Da'. Like, you get rid of the weak letter, it's not there. So that's something we need to just remember also. Like in the Amar, the weak letter is dropped. It has 2 masdars. We also mentioned this last time. One is in the Ayah 10 pattern. So this one is fixed. And of course, the second masdar or the third masdar, you're going to find that in the dictionary. But this one, all the masdars is going to be in this pattern, Ayah 10 pattern. Because remember, the fa letter is a weak letter. So that one goes away. And then you're remaining with Ain and Lam letter in that pattern, Ayah 10 pattern. And then you have the Waw turns into a Ya. We talked about this in the Ala. Instead of Maw'adun, Miw'adun. You hear that sound? Ew, mew. Even here, they don't like it. They're like, ew. We don't want ew sound at all. So Miw'adun is a no-no. But then it becomes Mi'adun. And we're like, yeah, this is much better. Mi'adun. Miwthaqun. Ew, thaqun. Nobody likes ew. So you get rid of that. You have Mithaqun. And they're like, yep, that's the one. So you got to watch out for these sounds, ew and uy. Okay. And then you have Mithaal Ya'i. We mentioned Mithaal Ya'i is pretty much normal. Pretty much. It's only one place. This is in the passive of Mudara, where you have, and you can actually just hear it. Like when you're doing it, if you hear uy or ew, you just probably get rid of it and you smooth that out. Okay. So that's just something to remember. We also said that, like there's some words, Sami'a, Fataha, Karuma family, where it's normal. It doesn't change. The Yaw business, it doesn't go away. We talked about this. So that's just basically the summary of that. And we can start. Whoever wants to participate, you can raise your hand. And inshallah, we can try and do this. So if you want to participate, please raise your hand. I'm going to try and make this bigger so that everybody is able to see it nicely. See, made it too big. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, so I guess it's just you and me, Ralin, for now. So you can begin. Let's see if you remember what we did last time.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wada'a, huwa wada'a, huma wada'a, hum wada'u, hiya wada'at, huma wada'ata, hunna wada'na, anta wada'ta, antuma wada'tuma, antum wada'tum, anti wada'ti, antuma wada'tuma, antunna wada'tunna, ana wada'tu, nahnu wada'na.
Yeah. So you see pretty much in the Malvi, Sarf Kabeer, there's nothing really that's happening. All you have to watch out is the Hunna version, where, the Hunna determines what happens to the rest of these families. Them ladies, they're always like this. Yeah, so that's just something you need to watch out for. And you did it correctly. So Hunna, Wada'na, and then Wada'ta, Wada'tuma, like that. And it goes on and on. So nothing is happening there yet. Okay? We haven't seen anything irregular there. Oh, we have Fahima as well. So Fahima, you want to do the Majhul version?
Yes, sister. Wada'a means wudi'a.
Yes.
Wudi'a, wudi'a, wudi'u, wudi'at, wudi'ata, wudi'na, wudi'ta, wudi'tuma, wudi'tum, wudi'ti, wudi'tuma, wudi'tunna, wudi'na, no, wudi'na.
Wudi'ana version. Wudi'.
Sorry, wudi' and wudi'na. How would you write wudi'?
Ana. Wudi'. How do you say I went?
wudi'tu, I'm so sorry.
Yes. Wudi'tu.
Wudi'na.
Yes. Good. All right, that was great. So now we're gonna start seeing some When you get into the mudari', that's when you start to see something happening. Okay. Zalin is back to you again. So let's see.
Okay. So mudari would be wada'a yuda'u.
Wada'a?
Yuda'u.
No, wada'a. This is what family is this? Fataha? Yaftahu.
Oh, wada'a yud
It's right here.
Oh, yada'u.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Remember the waw disappears? We don't want yaw.
Yeah.
Aw sound we don't want. So yawda'u became yada'u.
Yada'u. So the yuda'u will be for aslama filmi. Is it?
Yes. If you're gonna take it to yudi'u, it will be. Because yuslimu, it has a kasra.
Okay.
Right.
So here it will be yada'u.
Yes.
Okay. Huwa yada'u. Huma yada'u. Yada'ani. Hum yada'una. Hiya tada'u. Huma tada'ani. Hunna yada'na. Anta tada'u. Antuma tada'ani. Antum tada'una. Anti tada'ina. Antuma tada'ani. Antunna tada'na. Anta ada'u.
Ana?
Sorry. Ana ada'u. Nahnu nada'u.
Nada'u. So you don't prolong the, you don't say nada'u, nada'u. Because, yeah, we got rid of the waw. So, yada'u, yada'ani, yada'una, tada'u, tada'ani, tada'na, yada'na, tada'u, and so on and so forth, all the way up to the end. Yeah, so you just keep it short, like that. But that's good. So you see here the waw disappeared. And this is the beginning of that irregularity that we're talking about. So in the mudari' ma'lum, that's when we start to see the irregularity. Then we come to majhul here. Mudari' majhul. I see Afroz also has raised their hands. So go on.
It will be like mudari' ma'lum, right?
Mudari' majhul. Because Shahira just did mudari' ma'lum.
Wada'a, yada'u, yuda'u.
Yuda'u, yes. Yuda'u.
Mudari' majhul, yuda'u. Huwa yuda'u, huma yuda'ani, hum yuda'una.
So that in the mudari' majhul, the waw comes back. So yuda'u.
Okay. Huma huwa yuda'u. Huma yuda'ani, hum yuda'una. Hiya tuda'u, huma tuda'ani, hunna yuda'ana. Anta.
So here, the hunna version, I should have colored this red because it's yuda'na. The waw disappears here.
Okay.
Yeah, because you can't have a long vowel. You can't have a waw and followed by a shadda. Yuda'na.
Yuda'na.
Am I confusing myself, or it's been a while since I did this? Let me just confirm a little bit here. This is what? This is ajwa. No, we're doing Mithaal. I was teaching ajwaf in the morning, so my head is a bit confused, but we'll see. Okay. This is
wa'ada.
wa'idna. Yeah, so you see, oh.
Mazi majhul, it's mazi.
Oh, this is mudari'. Oh, we're looking for mudari'. Okay. Yeah, so you see the, oh, okay. The waw is still there. Yeah, so the waw is still there. Yu'adna. Yeah, so you're right.
Sister Ilham, why it is waw is there in the mudari' of only mudari' mabni lil majhul? Why wuda'a yuda'u? We can say yuda'u, yuda'ani,
Because it's pretty much, there's no yaw sound. There's no ew sound. There's no ui sound. There's no disgusting sound. Remember, this irregularity is about disgusting sounds. So when those sounds are there, we eliminate them. But when the sounds are not there, then it's just pretty much normal. Because remember, this one was supposed to, which family is this? This is wa'ada ya'idu. So this family that we're looking at, yeah, this is daraba family. So it was supposed to be dhuriba. Okay?
Yeah.
No, this is ماضي. مضارع يضرب.
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 Yeah.
يضرب.
يضرب. So you see, if you're to match this, if you put waw, ain, and dal in this one, you know, it becomes you with a sukoon, no problem.
Oh, yeah.
You adu. See, nothing happened. Like we took the letters and put them in that container. So that's why there's no irregularity here.
Oh, we have to be very careful in that one. We can go with the flow and it might be a mistake, right?
Yeah, and you get rid of the wow like I just did.
Yeah,
Getting
yes,
rid of
correct.
wows. Yeah.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you can, yeah. You were here, so don't get rid of the wow. The jidr is
Okay.
واو ضاد and عين وضع. But يوضع.
هن يوعدن.
يوضعن. Because
يدعن. هن يودعن. أنت تودع. أنت تودع. أنتما تودعان. أنتم توعدون.
توضع.
أنت تودعون. أنت تودعين. أنتما تودعان. أنتن تودن.
توضعن.
تودعن.
Yeah.
أنا أودع. نحن نودع.
Correct. Right, that was good. Let's see. So back to Shahira. You get to do the Amr.
So الأمر منه دع.
So وضع يضع فتح يفتح.
فتح يفتح افتح. It will be دع with كسرة.
Why كسرة? فتح يفتح. افتح.
افتح. So we put helper alif there.
No. Remember in this irregularity, in the Amr, the weak letter goes away. Okay, let's go back and do a recap of that because I think it's important. Let's find where that happened. Did I do that? Did I show somewhere? Okay, looks like I did. Looks like I forgot to indicate that, but no problem. We can still do it. So in the Amr, let's try and come up with the Amr. Where are we? Here we are. So how do we come up with the Amr? We take the Mudara.
Okay. وضع يضع. So we remove the ya. And then we make it sukun.
Can you read it?
Do.
Yeah. So do we need a helper alif?
No.
No. So basically that's what happened in the Amr.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So anta do, antuma do'a, antum do'u, anti do'i, antuma do'a, antunna do'na.
Beautiful. Okay. Then next we have Behema. You can do the Asma. Just watch out for Ala. It's a tricky one.
اسم مفعول اسم فاعل. وضع يدع وضعا فهو واضع.
Yes. Yes.
واضع موضوع. ظرف البي وضع means يضع موعود. Sorry. What did I say for example?
Think of the Fataha. What is the Darf in Fataha? Maftahun.
مفتح مفتح ومفتحة. So it will be موضع وموضع وموضعة.
Yes.
وضع يضع وضعا
وضعة.
is-
You can have the
Wad-
عيلة pattern as well.
yeah, مثلا so إلة, it will be إلة. So
ضعة.
it will be إلة. So وضع دي ضيلة ضيعة.
Yes.
And اسم تفضيل will be أوضع.
Yeah. So yeah, أكبر أوضع. That one is pretty much normal. But آلة, what happens to the آلة?
اسم أعلى. Okay, I'm sorry. اسم أعلى will be
Think about the فتحة one.
مفتاح, right? مفتاح. So it will be مفتاح. يوضع. I'm so sorry. مفتاح. ميدع.
Yes. You were gonna say
ميضع.
mew, but then you stopped yourself. I'm glad you did.
ميدع. ميضعة. ميداع.
Yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So you
Yeah,
see the
just
mew, ew sound, you kind of stop yourself, which is good. I'm happy. So yeah, so you see in the asmas, in the isms, the only irregularity it happens in the ala, and because of that ew sound. So once you know not to go to ew sound, then it's pretty much simple. Everything else, the wow comes back. We said, واضع, we had the wow here. We said موضوع, the wow came back here. ظرف, we said what was it? موضع وموضع وموضعة, the wow came back. تفضيل أوضع, the wow came back, no problem. So only this part is where we had to watch out. Beautiful.
So,
So how
one thing to
master is
Yes,
can I
Fahima,
ask?
then I don't know who was. Okay.
yeah. Can I say?
Yes, Fahima, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. You can continue then. Only one thing to remember in all the misal mudari mabni lil majhul, sister Ilham, that wow will come back. Whatever
Yeah.
there is.
If there's no ew sound, it depends. There's some that where the ew sound happens or ui sound happens. If that happens, then you
What
don't need
has
it.
to be taken care? Okay.
Yeah. So you see, for example, when we're doing the Sarf Kabeer of big families,
More we have to be aware of only mostly we have to be more concerned about is mudari mabni lil majhul, where you can you're getting my point, like mostly there is a point where wow can come across as mudari mabni lil majhul.
Yeah, most of the time that's where you expect some irregularities.
Yeah, expecting. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Some
Afroz,
other
you
one.
wanted
Someone
to say
was
something?
yeah, I
Yes.
guess so.
Yeah.
Yes, I just want to say how the masdar is the atom.
The masdar, di'atun. Okay. So when we were discussing the notes on the mujarrad, the summary of it, we said that it has two masdars, or at least a minimum of two masdar, and one masdar is always going to be in this form, ailatan pattern. So you know the way we look at the wazn, the wazn of things, we said ala wazni fa'ala or ala wazni taf'il, things like that. We use fa, ain and lam as the standard. So in this case, because the fa letter is a weak letter, a waw or a ya, they get rid of it and they just said ilatan. So you'd find the masdar is going to be in this pattern. Okay? Going to be in this form. So for example, if you have wa'ada as your root letters, if you put these root letters in here, because this is like fa, ain, and lam, so you get rid of the fa, which is
Aidatan.
wow. Yes, it becomes aidatan. And that's why we came up
And
with
one
the
more
answer.
masdar?
Yeah, one more masdar you can find in the dictionary, like the normal, you know how small families have different masters?
Yes.
So it could be any masdar. It could be
Okay.
whatever masdar that family adopts. Yeah. But this one is standard. Like, in big families, you have standard masters. So this one is standard for this irregularity. And in small families only. Big families is you have already. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Good. So we've done that.
Sister Ilham,
Mhm.
I'm so sorry.
It's
Sister Ilham,
okay.
اتحد from Misal family and اتخذ from the Mahmuz.
Yes.
Both are same. Everything is ditto same, and it's just the condition only that we have to know the root
The
word, right?
root words. Yeah. Actually, I mentioned it at the end here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's somewhere here. I'm pretty. Oh, so here. So you see, it's like a point of note. PS. In family 8, if there's a shadda in the fa letter, it could either be mahmuz al-fa or mithal.
Yeah.
So you gotta watch out for that one.
Okay.
I'm putting up a theory. I'm not 100% sure. But maybe if I confirm that theory, maybe I'll share with you how this comes about. Like,
Sure.
yeah. But for now, just know that it could either be mahmuz al-fa or it could be mithal. And if you know, you know. Like if you know ittakhadha, this is hamza, ha and dal. Akhadha ya'khudhu, ittakhadha. And this one ittahada, this is actually wow. Wahada yahid. You know, wahda yahidu.
Yeah. Sure. Thank you.
Sure. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is another mithal wawi. Remember, most of the irregularities happen in wawi, and that's why we are focusing on mithal wawi. Okay, so we have wahada yahidu. This is sami'a yasma'u. So you see in the mudara, the weak letter disappeared. Yawhadu became yahidu. This we mentioned in sami'a family. Sometimes the waw comes back. Sometimes. So again, it doesn't happen a lot, but it can happen. So that's just something to remember again. All right. Shahira, I think it's back to you.
Okay. So wahada yahidu huwa wahada, huma wahada, hum wahadu, hiya wahadat, huma wahadata, hunna wahadna, anta wahadta, antuma wahadtuma, antum wahadtum, anti wahadti, antuma wahadtuma, antunna wahadtunna, ana wahadtu, nahnu wahadna.
Beautiful. And I hope the rest of you, while somebody is reciting this, you're also reciting together with them so that you know, if you make a mistake, you'll always correct yourself like that. That's how you learn. I always do that. Every time, whether I'm listening to somebody or I'm practicing myself, I'm always repeating after somebody just so that I could practice. It's very important to do that. Okay. Then we have, I think, Behema, is you next?
Wahada, it's wuhida. Wuhida, huma wuhida, hum wuhidu, hiya wuhidat, huma wuhidata, hunna wuhidna. Anta wuhidta, antuma wuhidtuma, antum wuhidtum, anti wuhidti, antuma wuhidtuma, antunna wuhidtunna, ana wuhidtu, nahnu wuhidna.
Beautiful. See, nothing to worry about yet. So when you come to the mudara, that's when you know the waw disappears. And you see, it's not even a big irregularity, really. It's just that it, you know, it disappears. That's about it. So we have Afroz.
Yes. So it's Samia Yasma, right?
Yeah.
Wahida Yahdaw.
Wahida Yahidu.
Yahidu. Okay.
Oh, did I make a mistake here? It's Sami'a family. It should be Wahida Yahadu.
Yahda.
I think I made a mistake.
Samia Yasma'u. Wahada Yahdaw.
Oops. Wahida Yahadu. If it's Sami'a family. So Yahadu is what you're working with.
Okay. Huwa Yahadu. Huma Yahadani. Hum Yahaduna. Hiya Tahadu. Huma Tahadani. Hunna Yahadna. Hunna Yahadna. Anta Tahatta. Antuma Tahattuma. Antum tahattum, anti tahatti, antuma tahattuma, antunna tahattunna, ana ahattu, nahnu nahattu.
Nahnu?
Nahnu nahattu.
What did we just do? Wait a minute. I think I'm so confused right now. Let me go back.
I think after change.
Nahnu nahadu. I think I made mistakes at once.
Yeah, I think we mixed Madi and Mudari like that a little bit. But I also want to confirm. Okay. Yeah, it's Samia is gonna be واحد واحد يحد واحدة يحد. Today I'm a little bit off. What is it? We did this. We did that, I guess. Yeah, okay. So we were doing مضارع, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so let's begin. يحد.
هو يحد. هما يحدان.
Yes.
هم يحدون.
Mm-hmm.
هي
Yeah.
تحد.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yes.
هي تحد. هي تحدان.
هما
هن
تحدان. Mm-hmm.
هما تحدان. هن يحدن.
Mm-hmm.
أنت تحد.
تحدوا.
تحد. أنت تحد. أنتما تحدان. أنتم تحدون.
Yes.
أنت تحدين. أنتما تحدان. أنتم
أنتن.
تحدن.
Yes. تحدنا. Yes.
أنا أحد.
Mm-hmm.
نحن نحد.
Yes. Yeah. That is correct now. Yeah. Good. Yeah, you also reminded me a lot because today I'm a bit confused. Alhamdulillah. All right. Then we have back to you, Shahira. We're going to look at مضارع مجهول now. So
So مضارع مجهول would be أوهد يوهد.
yes.
Right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
هو يوهد. هما يوهدان. هم يوهدون. هي توهد. هما توهدان. هن يوهدن. أنت توهد.
Mm-hmm.
أنتما توهدان. أنتم توهدون. أنت توهدين. أنتما توهدان. أنتن توهدن. أنا أوهد. نحن نوهد.
Yeah. Exactly. Beautiful. So you see there's no irregularity here because the waw came back. There's no ew sound. There's no yow sound. Here in the مضارع معلوم there was yow. So we got rid of that yow because in this particular one they don't like it. But then
Still have, so in the مضارع مجهول the U sound will be prolonged because we have a sukun waw there, or the waw is get rid.
no, it doesn't. It comes back. It's not good.
It comes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So يوحد يوحد يوحدان يوحدون توحد توحدان. So the waw is there.
Okay.
Fahima, back to you.
It's
Amar.
وحيدة يحد. وحيدة يحد, right, sister? No?
Yes.
وحدة يحد. So it will be حد.
Uh-huh.
حدا. حدو. Sorry. حدو.
Uh-huh.
Again, I'll say حد. حدا. حدو. حدي. حدا. حدنا.
Yes. Beautiful. And then we have a froze.
Yes. اسم فاعل واحد.
Mm-hmm.
اسم مفعول موحود.
Mm-hmm.
ظرف مسمع, right?
Yes.
مسمع. موحد.
Yes.
And مصدر is إلة, right?
Yes.
حدة.
Yes.
على مسمع. مسمع. So it's وحاد.
Yes. ميحاد. Beautiful.
تفضيل. I'm forgetting about تفضيل.
أكبر.
أكبر. Okay. أكبر. واحد.
So أفعل. It's in the pattern of.
أوحد. Okay. أكبر. أوحد. أوحد. أوحد.
أوحد. أكبر. أوحد.
أكبر. Okay.
Okay, that's good. So you see, it's not really hard as such. When we hear of irregular stuff, we think, oh, it's just crazy. But when you think about, when you simplify it and just imagine, if I hear you or we, that's what I'm gonna get rid of. Or In the mudara, I'm going to get rid of the waw. And everywhere else, you see it's just there. Not much is happening. So that's basically Mithal Wawi. We've covered pretty much like all the irregularities right there, because Mithal Wawi is where you have irregularities. And you've seen actually the irregularities. Where the red is where the irregular stuff is. So it's only in the ala, in the mudari' ma'loom, and that's pretty much it. It's pretty easy actually. And then we come to Mithal Ya'i. This is where we said it's pretty much normal, but I just wanted us to do it so that you can actually see how normal it is. Because sometimes somebody can hear these sounds, the yas together, ya'i asu, and they might think this is wrong or irregular. But for the Arabs, this is not disgusting for some reason, even though it sounds weird. But yeah, so we just have to train ourselves to understand that ya'i asu is not bad. But for some reason, yaw is bad. So we're gonna try and do this Mithal Ya'i as well. I don't know who was the last person to do it. I think Afroz, right?
Yes, last one.
Okay. So Ralin is back to you again. So let's see. Just keep it normal.
Okay. So huwa ya'isa, huma ya'isa, hum ya'isu, hiya ya'isat, huma ya'isata, hunna ya'isna, anta ya'ista, antuma ya'istuma, antum ya'istum, anti ya'isti, antuma ya'istuma, antunna ya'istunna, ana ya'istu, nahnu ya'isna.
Ana
Ana
ya'istu.
ya'istu, nahnu ya'isna.
Okay, beautiful. All right, let's go to Fahima.
Ya'isa, yu'isa.
Yes.
Huwa yu'isa, huma yu'isa, hum yu'isu, hiya yu'isat, huma yu'isata, hunna yu'isna. Anta yu'ista, antuma yu'istuma, antum yu'istum, anti yu'isti, antuma yu'istuma, antunna yu'istunna, ana yu'istu, nahnu yu'isna.
Yes. So here it's a bit, it can be a bit confusing because it's a ya beginning. And you might think, okay, it's not mudara because we learned, when you have yant, it could be mudara. But you see now how this is not mudara, it's madi because ya is part of the root letters, not the ya of mudara. So just watch out for that. Basically, that's it. And then we have mudara ma'loom. Now this is where you have the double yas, but it's pretty much normal. Okay, Afroz?
Yes. Mudari ma'lum is yai'asu. Huwa yai'asu, huma yai'asani, hum yai'asuna, hiya tai'asu, huma tai'asani, hunna yai'asna. Anta tai'asu, antuma tai'asani, antum tai'asuna, anti tai'asina, antuma tai'asani, antunna tai'asna, ana ai'asu, nahnu nai'asu.
Beautiful. Beautiful. So now here, this is where you get the irregularity in Mithal Yawi. Only this part. This is where the irregularity comes in. And you might actually not even see it because it's just smoothing it out. So you avoid that we sound and or you sound, and you make it smooth. Okay, Shahira?
So huwa so ya'asa, ya'asu, yu'isa, yu'asu.
Yes. So you're gonna say yui asu, right? Because it's passive and the letter is ya. So yui asu, ui. Remember that sound ui we don't like? So it became yu asu. Beautiful. Okay.
Huwa yu'asu, huma yu'asani, hum yu'asuna, hiya tu'asu, huma tu'asani, hunna yu'asna, anta tu'asu, antuma tu'asani, antum tu'asuna, anti tu'asina, antuma tu'asani, antunna tu'asna, ana u'asu, nahnu nu'asu.
Beautiful. So you see it's even smooth and it feels normal. Like it just comes to you normally to say you asu, tu asu, you asna. It's pretty much normal. Okay. So that's that. the Mithal Ya'i, we're going to look at the Amr also as well and the Asma, just to see how that happens. So the other thing you can think about this irregularity is that you have everywhere you have Ya, except in the Mudari' Majhul where you have Waw. So that's maybe something you can just remember. With the Mithal Ya'i, you have Ya everywhere except in the Mudari' Majhul where you have a Waw. Okay. So Fahima, let's do the Amr.
Just 1 second. Yay asu, stay asu. E-us, right?
Yes.
E-us.
Yes. I'm glad you figured that out.
E-us, anta E-us, antuma E-asa, antum E-asu, anti E-asi, antuma E-asa, antuna E-asna.
Beautiful. All right. Then Afroz, you can do the last part. Okay. So, okay, Afroz saying her battery is low, so probably she will not be able to.
Can I
Yes.
try, Sister?
Yes, go on.
Yay asu, yay asani, yay asna. يا اسم فهو اسم فعل وهو الامر فهو مفعول ميؤوس الامر من ميؤوس والظرف is ميؤوس ميؤوس I'm correct ميؤوس السميع يسمع ميؤوس 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 ميؤوسة
Yes.
ميؤوسة
Yes. Yes. Good.
And ism ala would be ya'san.
Isim ala, so it's gonna be in which pattern? Me?
Oh, I'm sorry. Ilatan, I'm saying ilatan.
Oh, the masdar. Okay, the masdar is ilatan.
I'm sorry, I'm confused. Ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, ظرف. Masdar is ya'asa, yab'athu, ya'san. Ya'san is a masdar, sister.
Yeah, we can use that one. Yes.
Ya'san when ilatan. Ilatan means yeah. Asatan, sister.
Isatan.
Isatan.
Yes.
Isatan. Ism ala would be mi asun, mi asatun, mi asun.
Beautiful.
And ism tabdil will be akbaru. So it will be I asu.
Yes. I asu. Beautiful. Yeah. See, it's not really hard, is it? It's just that we tell ourselves it's hard. Okay. So this is just like simple reminders that I keep reminding you guys because these are things that we can easily forget. So for example, the Amr of Mithal, Mahmuz, and Ajwaf, which is our next topic of family 1, can look the same. And sometimes you don't know, like, which family is this? So for example, we mentioned when we talked in Mithal and in Mahmuz and now Mithal, we have the word, if you're given the word da or sal or nal, they all look the same, right? But they're all 3 different irregularities, which means they have 3 different root letters. So for example, da, we just looked at it right now. Da is wada'a yada'u. So the waw was eliminated in the Amr, in the command version. It became da. But you see that's a waw in the beginning. And then sal, this is actually mahmuz al-fa. Is'al and sal. You have 2 commands in mahmuz al-fa. So you see that one, the irregularity is actually a totally different one, is mahmuz, and the jidr is hamza in the middle. So you have seen, hamza, and lam, completely different. So if somebody was just treating all this as mithal, somebody would have said this, the jidr is waw, sin, and lam, and they'll be wrong, because the jidr is actually sin, hamza, and lam. And then you have nal. Nal, this is actually our next irregularity, which is going to be ajwaf, and this is a weak letter in the middle, in the ayn letter. So nala, yanalu. And then when it came to the Amar, they got rid of the weak letter, it became null. Okay, so you see, this is just something to be cautious of. When you see a command that looks like this, don't jump the gun and say, oh, I know this. This is definitely, Mithaal, weak letter in the beginning. I know this. It could be this, or it could be this. Rarely it's one of this, but just to be safe, this is important to know. Remember that. Okay. So I just came up with some identification tricks, and maybe inshallah when we finish irregularities, we'll take a look at all the different tricks of how to identify the different irregularities, and hopefully do exercises. Just pick words randomly from the Quran and try to identify which irregularity it is, if there is. So if you see a waw or a ya in the fa letter, when I say in the beginning, I'm talking about the fa letter. When you see a waw or a ya in the fa letter, it's definitely going to be mithal. So for example, I gave you the examples here. Sometimes it's pretty much easy. If you know this is the madi, wada'a, this is a madi pattern. Like nasara, fataha, that's a madi pattern. So if you see now, this is the fa letter, it's clearly a waw. So that's going to be mithal. If you come to, for example, this is mudari'. You look at the mudari', where's the fa letter? Ya is never the fa letter. You know that. Ya beginning, that's not a fa letter. So the next letter is a waw, which is the fa letter. So it tells you this is mithal. Or if it's a masdar, mawa'id, or it's a plural of something, for example, you see? This you notice that meme is not part of the root letters, it's part of the container. So the first root letter, which is the fa letter, is a waw. And therefore, this tells you this is mithal. This, you look at a word like this, okay? Tuwusila. This is mudari'. No, this is madi majhul from the tawasala family. So tawasala, it's pretty much regular. We didn't cover it last time because it's regular. There's no irregularity that happens to it. So tawasala, yatawasalu, tawasulan, fahuwa mutawasilun. The waw is there. It doesn't go away. So when you come to the majhul, you say tuwusila. So you see the waw is in the beginning. You know this is mahmuz. Or you look at a word like ayqana. Ayqin, for example. This is the amr in aslama, aslim, ayqin. You see the ya in the beginning? This is a weak letter in the beginning, in the fa letter. So therefore, this is mithal. Istayqiz. We know istaghfara family. Ist is an addition. So this is not part of the, the root letters. This is part of the container. So the actual first letter, the fa letter, is ya. Istayqiz. Okay. So that's one thing of, or tawassulan. This is the masdar, tawassulan. So you see waw is in the beginning. So that's a very easy way of determining whether something is mithal, wawi, or ya'i. And then, of course, we looked at, this is a lot in the small families. You see this. In the mudari', you only have 2 letters after the ya letter. Normally, in mudari', in the small families, you have 3 letters after the mudari'. That's how you identify that this is a mudari' from the small families, if you have 3 letters after the ya letter. But in this family, you only have 2, because the waw or the ya, they got rid of it. So if you see 2 letters after the mudari' ya, then you know that this is mithal. And of course, if the masdar is in this form, ilatan, then that's going to be a mithal as well. Like aidatan, rithatan, whatever masdar you have in this particular form is going to be a mithal. So you know that the only letter that is missing in this pattern is waw or a ya. Okay. And yeah, this point that Behema brought about, something to remember, if there's a shadda in a word, it doesn't automatically mean it's mahmuz. It could be mithal. So you just have to know which is which. Is it waw or is it hamza in the beginning? But this is how family 8 behaves with mithal and with mahmuz al-fa. All right. These are just notes that I got, summary notes I got from the book. So you can take a look at them as well later, inshallah. It's pretty simple, just this summarizing what we have said. So you see, eu sound and also ui sound. Those are the sounds you don't want at all. You try and eliminate those sounds. So you see in the Amar version, you have id and la ta'id the waw or the ya disappeared. So that's important. And of course, ala, the waw turns into ayah. Instead of miuthaqun, we have mithaqun. Instead of miu'adun, we have mi'adun. So you smooth that out. Okay. Yeah, and we talked about family 4 and 10. They're very similar in behavior. So the masdar, instead of iuqadan, it became iqadan. Again, ew sound, they don't want it. It's iuqadan, ew sound, so it became istiqadan. Basically, that's Mithaal, guys. We're done with Mithaal. I'm really happy and proud for you guys. So what you can do is just practice now, practice. And if you can find 3 words that are Mithaal, maybe in the Quran or somewhere else, you can share with us and we can see if you can do the Sarf Saghir and Sarf Kabeer of that word, just for practice purposes. But of course, in future, we shall also do more practices as well. Any questions regarding Mithaal or any other questions? Because we're pretty much done with Mithaal. Next weekend, we are starting Muda'af. No. Yes, we're actually starting Muda'af. And I'm excited for Muda'af. Because Muda'af is fun. You're going to see how fun Muda'af is.
Inshallah.
All right. Any questions, guys?
No, sister, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. But I hope it's becoming easier. You're starting to see the connections.
This time, actually, we're solving the Sarf Kabeer also, right? So whatever, it's not just by adding the table. Now we are getting to figure out the Sarf Kabeer also. So it's getting more and more clear, alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah. That's good. Yeah, because I notice a lot of people just do the Sarf Saghir. But Sarf Saghir is easy, you know. But if you go into the Sarf Kabeer, and especially when it comes to Naqis, you will see why Naqis is hard. It's because when you get into Sarf Kabeer, there's a lot. Yeah. But inshallah, you know, if you figure out these few tricks, it becomes easier. And practice makes it easy also. Alhamdulillah. Okay, so if there's nothing, I'm going to stop the recording there. Alhamdulillah, it was a short session. So سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.